Hey guys, I got this little pack from Ånd Fragrances a while back because I signed up, I subscribed. I didn't subscribe to the one where you just get sent something kind of random every month. I subscribed to the one where you choose what you get. So you can either have your favourite fragrance from them delivered to you every 3 months. So like if that's your signature scent, then you might get through a 10ml like this really quickly. I'm not sponsored, by the way. I just like some of their perfumes a lot. So I have a 10ml of Far, which is their kind of yuzu cheesecake perfume, which I absolutely love. But my absolute favourite from the collection, even above that one, was Frånk. So I signed up, I subscribed, I asked for Frånk, and you get your subscription with 2 little samples. Now you may notice one's missing. I'll talk to you about that in a minute because they did send me one, I just don't have it at the moment. So Frånk, this beauty, is green liquid, and oh my goodness, I just love this. Now if you know Lush perfumes, if you know what the perfume Love smells like, then you have a little bit of an idea of what Frånk smells like. Because it has a very kind of similar, I want to use the word tone. Frånk is fruity, tangy. It's got this kind of slight, almost balsamic-y vibe, but it's very juicy, bright. Oh my goodness, it is such a happy scent. And it's called Frånk because there's frankincense in it, olibanum specifically. Oh my goodness, there is something truly magical, tangy, juicy. It's absolutely delicious. And the main notes, apart from the olibanum, are mango and lime. Oh, it's got a slight bitterness from the lemon and lime in the top notes, and then in the middle notes it's got olibanum, mango and ylang ylang, so you're starting to get that slight creaminess. The mango is really noticeable in this and I absolutely love it, and then in the base you've got olibanum, myrrh and vanilla, which kind of warms it up a little bit and makes sure it's not too sharp. It's a perfect sweetness. I just love this perfume. It was, I think, the first from the sample pack that I actually wore, and I loved it. I still love it. It's absolutely delicious. I absolutely love Frånk. So then it came with 2 samples. Now, Mad is the one I still have in here. Mad I really like, and I have a feeling this might be the one I go for next as my next 10ml in my subscription. I mean, there's only so long I'll be able to have the subscription for because they don't have a huge amount of perfumes. But Mad is their vanilla perfume, and it's quite an interesting one because it's not a typical vanilla at all, in that it's quite light on the vanilla. It's not super vanilla-y. So the notes in it are blackcurrant at the top, and then middle notes ylang ylang, cloves, jasmine, and then base notes Madagascar, vanilla, vetiver and musk. So I wasn't really sure about this one because at first I was thinking, oh, maybe the jasmine's a bit too obvious for me, but there is something in this one that just smells almost like spun sugar. So like, it almost smells like cotton candy, but if cotton candy had almost slightly burnt, so like a slight caramelized cotton candy. There's just something about it that's super magical. It's quite unusual. I do get some blackcurrant, I do get some ylang, I do get some clove, so it's got this lovely warmth, but it's so juicy that it's still quite bright. Yeah, and you do get a vanilla, but it's really unusual, and I really, really like this one. I think this is a really pretty and really interesting vanilla. It's not like anything I've really smelt before. Yeah, it's lovely. I would say the closest things I've smelt are both Lush perfumes, and one of them I know is Simon Constantine as well, and this is his company. So it's Tender as the Night, which is one of their recent ones, but that also smells quite a bit like Two More Hearts. And they are both florals that have ylang and jasmine. But yeah, this one is just much more interesting because it has that, it's got an unusual tone to it. It's really got definitely like a spun sugar. Or if you melt sugar into a liquid and then you, so it's almost starting to caramelize, and then, you spin it into things. So it's like fancy restaurants might make it into like a little nest or like a ball of spun sugar. It's that smell, It's really quite magical, really quite special, and I'm into it. So the reason there's an empty space here is because the other sample I got is their perfume called Cake. I got a sample of Cake in the main Discovery set, and I thought it might be their old one because I couldn't really find it easily on their website. But as it turns out, it was actually about to be released, so it was their new perfume. So that's why it came in this. I'm just going to read you the description because for some reason I don't smell hardly any of what they describe for that perfume. It says epically creamy, cakey caramel notes that are good enough to eat, a dollop of fair trade cocoa, absolutely oozing with yummy goodness. And it's using conscious cocoa beans. It doesn't actually give you the real notes, and it's not on Fragrantica yet. So I don't know what the other notes in this are other than cakey and caramel notes and cocoa. But it doesn't smell gourmand to me. It doesn't smell like caramel. It doesn't smell like cake. It doesn't even smell like cocoa. It's the only one of that sample set that I really didn't like. And it's the only one of the sample set where it didn't smell anything like I thought it was described. It smells almost like dandelion milk or something to me. And I know that most people are loving it. I've seen people talking about it and really, really digging it. There was just something in that smells so horrible to my nose, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's some kind of plant in there, almost like kind of rotting leaves or rotting stems of flowers. That's kind of what it smelled like to me. I didn't get any of the nice gourmand notes from it at all. So I ended up with 2 samples of that perfume, and I'm never going to wear them. So when I sold some of my Lush perfumes, I just chucked one of the Cake ones in with each one, if you see what I mean, because there's no point in me keeping samples if I'm not going to use them, and I've already talked about that one on the other video as well. So that's why this is kind of not full. But anyway, so yeah, I think maybe Mad will be the one that I get next. I was going to get Sand, but that's actually really strong, and I have a sample of that. And I don't need to wear very much, and because it's quite a dry sandalwood with a banana though, so it's beautiful. But it's not the kind of perfume that I'd wear regularly, and it's not one I would want to keep respraying. I don't need to respray that one. Whereas Mad, Frank and Far are slightly lighter. So yeah, I might end up having to go for Mad in the next subscription that I get, because it is kind of magical. There's definitely something a bit special about it. Yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to show you because I think it's really fun to have a subscription, and it's nice that it's every 3 months. It's a bit more realistic than having one that's every month. It's a bit excessive for some people for perfume, especially with a small collection like Ånd have. So yeah, that's that. I'm just sniffing these delicious beauties. Oh my goodness, there is something so bright and juicy. The lime in Frank is just... The lime and mango together, oh my god. I love Frank. I'm not sure it's quite the right time of year for me to wear this, because it's so bright. I'm into kind of more creamy and warm stuff at the moment, but my goodness. Oh, as soon as it warms up again, I'm going to break Frank out. Absolutely love it. This is, yeah, definitely my favourite from their collection. Followed by Far, and then followed by Mad. That's my top ones. Bear is really good as well, but there you go. Yeah, so that's that. Thanks for watching me yabber on, guys. Bye.